Hey guys, how's it going? Markel here, back with another video. Hopefully you guys are doing well today. With that being said, I want to answer a question that was left behind, and I'm assuming they're referring to SSI, Supplemental Security Income, and not SSDI. Okay, so the question goes like this. This person recently received a settlement in July of 2022. They had the settlement and they spent money all the way down to December of 2022. Prior to that, they had applied for either SSI or SSDI, and I'll address either one because they didn't leave an answer to it in the comment section. And they were awarded the benefit in February of 2023. Now they want to know if Social Security is going to deduct the amount that they had from July through December. So with those parameters, I'm assuming they're referring to SSI, Supplemental Security Income, versus SSDI. So for those of you on SSDI, and I'm not an attorney, I'm not trying to give you legal advice, I'm just answering a question. With SSDI, it wouldn't matter. They gave you $20 million in a settlement, lawsuit or whatever. None of that affects SSDI. It's only when you're working, okay? You're able to physically work. Does that affect your SSDI? When it comes to SSI, that's a whole different matter. So I believe you already know the answer to your question because either you filled out the application, your attorney filled out the application, or the advocate group filled out the application. Someone filled out that application, and it is clearly spelled out in the application as well as on Social Security's website. You got more than $2,000 in assets, okay? You're supposed to report that to Social Security within 10 days of receiving it. That's on their website. I'm not just saying that, okay? So I believe you already know the answer to that question. But to help people out who may find themselves in that situation, there are things you can do to protect yourself, okay? And if you have an attorney or you're working with an advocate or you're working with someone who knows about the Social Security system, they will also give you this information. So for example, let's say I came across $60,000, right? And I'm on Supplemental Security Income, which is need-based income because you can't work, you have no money, you didn't put in enough work to get any quarters for SSDI. So the government says, we'll give you this $941 a month because you own nothing, you have no property, no money, no nothing. Okay, if I come in at $60,000, I have a couple of options here. I can report it to Social Security within 10 days. I can put it in what's called an ABLE account, or I can put it in a trust. Now, with either one of those accounts, it's still my money, but I don't have control of it. Someone else has control of it, like a representative payee, right? And they can determine whether or not I need it for bills, I need it for emergency situations, things of that nature, okay? And I'm sure, once again, if you had a lawyer, they explained this. If you had an advocate group, they explained this. Or you talk to someone who's familiar with the Social Security system, they explain this as well. So to wrap this up and put it in a nutshell, okay? And I'm not trying to give you legal advice. Once again, whoever helped you with that application, or if you did it on your own, you had to have read that part where it talks about what to do if you all of a sudden comes into money, which is reported within 10 days if you didn't do the other two that I brought up, okay? So for you guys out there, man, look, and this is real talk. If this is your only income source, please follow the rules. Don't try to be slick. Don't try to do something and then you worried about what's going to be the consequences of what you did. If you're doing things the right way, you're letting them know where you are in the world. You're going to your appointments. You're filling out paperwork and you're sending it back in properly. You will have no problems with the federal government. It's only when you try to be slick, you try to do things you know you probably shouldn't do. You don't want to report it. And I know, man, you got the money and you like, damn, I don't want to tell these people I got this money. So let me start spending this money down so I got what I need come December. And have you ever thought about, okay, how did you get the money? Did they send you a direct deposit or did they write you a check? And if they wrote you a check, it had to go to some kind of account. And if it went to an account, don't you know that Social Security is going to check to see, especially when you're on SSI, you think they just say, here's the money. They're never going to look to see if you've gotten any more assets or if you've gotten any more money in your account. Come on now. This is the federal government we're talking about here. We're not talking about some ignorant person who just gives you something and not worry about it. The federal government wants to know because they're giving you money every month for something that you didn't really do anything for. They're giving it to you because you got nothing. And if you got nothing, fine. But if you come into something, you think they want to deduct it? Absolutely yes. Because they're just giving you money. That's just how it works, man. Guys, one last time. Do right. Just do right. Follow the rules and do right. You won't have any issues, or at least hopefully you won't have any issues, okay? I don't want to make it seem like that's a perfect system because there are mistakes that are made. There are errors that are made all the time. But normally, if you're following the rules, you're doing what you're supposed to do, you report things when you're supposed to report it, fill out applications when you're supposed to, you shouldn't have any problems, okay? All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Hey, I appreciate everybody watching as always. And until the next time, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.